Hi beauty strategists, welcome back to my channel, Beauty Strategy. If you want to find out how I got this very natural sun-kissed glowy look, please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe below and give it a thumbs up if you like it and want to see more videos like this. Let's get started. I've already started on my base. Now I'm going to start putting in my brows, eyes, and lips. I'm starting off using the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Gel. I like this gel because it is waxy. I find that it has the most, I don't know, like stickiness and movement for my lashes. It still doesn't hold them up, but I find that it has the most, I guess, holding power. And I like how skinny this brush is. There is quite a bit of pigment in the colors, so if you mess up, you definitely want to clean it up. So that is with the brow gel and without. Today's super gloomy, so I really wanted to do something that was going to remind me of California, the sun, and just kind of give me a little bit of happiness and sunshine today. While I'm waiting for the brows to set, I'm going to go back into the Kevyn Aucoin bronzer in Desert Nights and then put that as kind of a contour and transition color on my eyes. My brushes are still wet from cleaning them, so I'm gonna just use my finger. So I'm gonna do, excuse me, I just sneezed. Using my finger, I'm going to just lightly tap the product and kind of go into the outer edge, like into my temples where that color is. See how that just kind of like added more of that sun-kissed feeling. And I'm actually going into my bone right here, the orbital bone, not necessarily just above my crease. I want to like reach that bone and kind of give some dimension into my eye. Okay, back to brows. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Blonde pencil and kind of just fill in. Just wanted to give it a little bit of shape so it can frame my face and be a little bit more symmetrical. My brows are not twins. I don't think they're sisters. They're definitely cousins. And they have mutual friends. Going in with my spoolie. Just comb that upward. I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Gel, the more time you give it to dry, the better it is in kind of shaping, but not too dry. Still a little bit of texture, but see how like I can actually fluff the brows a little bit more now, even though my brows will probably never achieve fluffy brows and full brows because I don't got much brow. I'm digging it. Next, I'm going into my Warm Shades palette. This is the Makeup Forever Magnet XL. This palette is custom made. It's a combination of a lot of different shadows, Inglot, Huda Beauty, Smashbox, Urban Decay, and I like to, this is kind of a go-to palette for when I work on clients, but today I'm using it for myself. Ooh. First, I'm gonna go into this champagne kind of peachy tone, using my pinky, and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corners of the eye. And then going into this kind of gold shade right here. It actually looks much darker in the pan, but it comes out pretty translucent. And then I'm going to go into a warmer shade, probably with a little bit of red in it to kind of match my hair. These are from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I'm taking it on my ring finger and focusing it on the outer corners of the eye. Just building up the color slowly. Let's go back in and try to pick up a gold shade. I'm gonna use this one right here, this coppery shade. This is one's by Makeup Forever. And then taking that on my finger, I'm gonna use that into the crease And then if you put on too much, use your other clean finger to kind of dust it off, the excess. So this is copper, but it also has some gold in it. And I'm gonna start making that a little bit bigger. Ooh. If you have blue eyes, this kind of copper orange bronze look would look beautiful. I would say more on the lighter side. If your eyes are more blue-green, you can use a little bit more of the pinky tones in the coppers. And then if your eyes are more of that dusty blue, you want to go a little bit more rusty and darker. But since none of those colors will do anything for my eye color, I get to do what I want. It's looking pretty orangey in here, but in person it doesn't look like that. Now for a brow highlight, I'm gonna go into a finishing powder, again from Hourglass, and maybe go in with this shade right here on my pinky. The thing about tapping my finger into the palette, I'm not like digging for color, so even though I seemed like I picked up a lot, it's still not as much as if you rubbed your finger into like a very creamy eyeshadow. I think that kind of tied it in with the highlight that's on my cheek. Let's add a little bit of that extra to the bridge of the nose. Now I'm gonna go in and do a brown eyeliner pencil. This is the Rock and Kohl in Barbarella Brown by Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm gonna stay pretty close to the lash line. I just kind of wanna have a tight lined, slightly smudgy lash line effect. Do it on top mainly. Wasn't super precise because it wasn't sharpened. Since that line didn't come out really fresh and clean, this is a great opportunity to smudge. So I'm gonna take the Bobbi Brown smudging brush and kind of just lightly smudge the edge, not the whole line, just the edge that's kind of going upward to diffuse. It's important that you smudge right afterwards and not wait like I did, because then you're gonna have to use more pressure. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna take to my lower lash line. It's very little, and that's the way I like it because my eyes tend to smudge. And then taking the same brush, I'm gonna go into, let's do the bronzer. Let's see how that does. Just a tiny bit. Go underneath to kind of tie this look together. I'm gonna go back into the Hourglass, this shade right here, and just kind of pop that right onto the center of my lid. And then I'm gonna do something a little bit more natural on the lip so as not to take away from kind of this really sun-kissed and natural look. I'm taking Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm and some peachy liquid lip that I got from a friend. This Rimmel London Show Off liquid lip, and I'm just shearing that down. And then I'm gonna do kind of a not precise dab all over. So this would be a great opportunity for kind of a pinky clear gloss. I can't find mine right now, so I'm just gonna take my Sunbum lip balm and put a generous amount. Nope. I think because the palette is so monochromatic, I'm debating if I should kind of keep it monochromatic or if I should put a little bit of pink on my lips. I feel like I need a little bit of color. Let's take Smashbox Lip Lacquer in Off Duty. Just gonna put a tiny, almost like a stain, and just taking out not a super precise line, because most people's lips don't have a precise line. These shadows across my nose is really bothering me. I'm gonna use my Maybelline concealer, and I took the sponge off and taking that off with my finger and just dabbing that, using my finger to kind of pat that in. This is in the neutralizer shade. This would be a good time to use your brush or your sponge to kind of press that product in. Okay, I'm taking a beauty blender, a small size one, and just pressing that product in. Just in the shadow where I needed it. Then I kind of lost that highlight that I had before, so I'm gonna go back in, taking this big fat brush, going into the kind of light and medium color, and I'm gonna pinch that with my finger and kind of graze the top of my nose. Let's curl my lashes. I think we need a little bit more underneath the eye, but we'll do the mascara first. This is Uemura Stretch Xtreme in waterproof black. This wand is pretty fat and I have very thin lashes, so I have to be careful not to put too much pressure, otherwise it'll go in between the lashes and hit the lid skin. Going back into this warm palette, I'm gonna pick up this darker red brown here and then mix it in with a little bit of this gold shimmer. I'm taking that on the smudger brush so I can keep the lines still pretty detailed and small. Here's the finished look.